Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy New Year's, everyone! It's your boy, Brandon Trax Hyatt, and it is Tracks After Dark. As I bring you the latest buzz for the Monsters of the Madhouse, we got a very exciting, epic episode for you tonight. And let me tell you, Chicago Bears fans, we're ending 2024 with a bang! NFL insider Tom Pelissero has reported that the Bears are favored to land Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their next head coach for 2025. I have a feeling 2025 is going to be a good year. Regardless of what the Bears do, I have a feeling you guys are going to do great freaking things because you guys are great people. And thank you for showing up, man. I hope you guys are having a great, blessed night with your families or friends, loved ones, even if you're by yourself with just your pets, whatever. I just hope you're having a really good night, and just thank you guys for just showing up with me for Tracks After Dark. Shout out to Ant Mass for creating this, having this vision, this idea. You know, he created a monster for Monsters of the Madhouse, and shout out to him, man. Great guy. So let me start by asking you guys a question. When you hear Pelissero's name connected to this, how seriously should Bear fans take this report? I think we should take him pretty seriously. It seems like he's pretty well grounded. It seems like he's connected. When you look him up online, he's got a lot of credibility, man. He's got a lot of followers and a pretty good reputation. He's not really been known, or his name hasn't really been dragged in the mud or anything like that. So, I like to pay attention to what he says, So the connection, and he's very close to Ben Johnson, by the way. That is what's very telling out of all of this. He is very close to the Ben Johnson camp. Whether you like him or not, make sure you guys like our show and leave comments in the chat, please, for sure. First-time listeners, please subscribe. And, let's get back into it. I consider him, like I said, I consider Tom Pelissero very reputable across the league in the NFL. And this isn't just a random name either being floated in the coaching carousel. Ben Johnson has turned down head coaching opportunities before, and apparently he's very intrigued by the Bears and what they have to offer. What do you think it is about this job, beyond Caleb Williams, the cap space, and the draft picks, that makes Chicago such a compelling destination? I think it's the storied, I think it's a chartered franchise. There's some prestige behind it. There's obviously the chance to right the wrongs and to get this back in the right, in the right place. Get it back on track. There was a lot of people before, a lot of greats in Chicago. And to put your name up there and to right all the wrongs, I mean, there's something to that, But like I said, Caleb Williams, the cap space, the draft picks, the bar set really low too. We're not looking for a Super Bowl the first year, you know what I mean? Although we'd like one, it's been 40 years, right, guys? Let's see who's in the chat really quick. What's up, Cliff? Happy New Year's, Cliff. Happy New Year's, Aunt Mass. Happy New Year's, Foster. Happy New Year's, Gregory. For those of you guys that haven't been paying attention, maybe somebody's been living under a rock, but I know not you guys. You guys are pretty darn smart, you know. Ben Johnson has built a reputation as one of the brightest offensive minds in the NFL. Over the last couple seasons, the Bears have witnessed firsthand what his offense can do. This season alone, Johnson's Lions put up nearly 1,000 yards and 57 points in two meetings against the Bears. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of yards. That's just flat out lunacy crazy, man. But in your opinion, guys, what has impressed you the most about Ben Johnson's play calling and his ability to just adjust during games, man? What is it? What is it about this guy, man? What is it about this guy that is so intriguing, you know? I just think it's just so amazing what he can do with this offense, man. This high-powered offense, you know, you look at them, they're beat up on both sides of the ball, and they're just killing it. It's ridiculous. Like I just said, 1,000 total yards and 57 points in two meetings alone with the Bears. That's a lot, man. That is a ton of yards and ton of points. Happy New Year, Chris. Chris, love you, brother. You too, Cliff, Gregory, all you guys, man. Appreciate you. Now, here's where the things get even more exciting. If Ben Johnson comes to Chicago, he's likely bringing some of his Lions coaching staff along for the ride. One name to watch is Antoine Randall, currently Detroit's wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator. That's interesting because we all know Antoine Randall was a quarterback and a receiver. So that's actually a pretty good position for him and can see both sides pretty well, I would think. That would be fun. That would be fun. But here's the deal, man. He's done wonders with the Lions receiving corps. What would it mean for Caleb Williams and the Bears offense to have someone like Randall working under Johnson? I think that would help out a lot, especially if you're able to bring him to Chicago with you. You want some comfortability, somebody that you know, somebody that you've had reps leading to retention, somebody that knows your system. You would almost think that during all this, he would, wipe the slate clean or drain, Detroit of so many coaches and coordinators and such. I mean, it would be really hard for them to rebound. Now they still got the same players, but to learn a whole new system and all that, and are any players going to go with them? I mean, what's going to happen? It could be very interesting. And what if the DC goes at the same time too, folks? You would hope if Ben's coming to Chicago or even wherever he goes for his sake, you would hope that he gets out in front of it fast. You know what I mean? That's the interesting thing because now he's pining against his own defensive coordinator in Glenn. So that way, he doesn't take some of the staff that he wants. You know what I mean? What's up, Jalen Brunson? Yeah, he's definitely definitely a little disappointed. What's up, Bradley? How you doing, buddy? Jalen, make sure you subscribe, man. Hit that like button. We appreciate you, man. Seriously, guys, let's hit up the chat a little bit. Like I said, speaking of Caleb Williams, Johnson has openly praised the rookie QB's untapped potential. Based on what we've seen from Williams this year, what do you think Johnson could unlock in his game that we haven't seen yet? I mean, could you imagine what he would do? Look what he did over there with Goff, man. Talk about a resurrection. I mean, the guy is looking phenomenal, isn't he? The accuracy, getting rid of the ball, the confidence, he just makes it look so easy, man. And he schemes it. I like that one really quick play right out the gate against the Niners. First thing, boom, to his tight end, wide open in the middle of the field. I mean, if you don't see that guy open, I don't know how you couldn't, it was ridiculous. It just made Everything looked so crisp and easy, being able to use several backs. I mean, he had backs after backs, you know. Of course, you know, Gibbs going to eat, but dude, whoever that backup is, Williams or something, I can't remember, but he was pretty good too. That backup was pretty good. Somebody do me a favor and go look at his yards. He looked pretty darn good against the Niners, you know. Um, of course, no coaching hire comes without risk, right, guys? But what would you say is the biggest concern or potential downside of hiring Ben Johnson as the Bears head coach? What do you guys think? What do you guys think the biggest concern is for picking up a guy like Ben Johnson, guys? I'll give you guys a couple minutes to get caught up and answer that question. I really would like to hear from you guys what the biggest downside would be to getting the favored. This guy right now, by everyone, he's leaps and bounds favored as far as a coordinator to be a really good head coach. Everybody's picking him. What is it? You know, what is it about him that could be a problem, something that you look at that concerns you as to why, and maybe pause and not pick him up, you know? Gregory Stevens says that, well, this is off topic, but we'll choose it. It's a good one. Dunze only caught 50% of his targets, not good enough. He would, that's a concern, Ant Mass, that he would push hard against the Lions. I said, what's the concern? What would concern you about Ben Johnson? Not, I think to me, pushing hard against the Lions is a good thing, right? Oh, he wouldn't push hard against the Lions. You think he'd take it easy on him? Okay. Cliff says, Brandon, downside is getting another Tressman, guy who can score tons of points but has no D. Okay. All right. I could see that. I could see that. Going out and get yourself an offensive coordinator type guy, but doesn't know enough to call the plays right as far as the defensive goes. Because hey, make no mistake about it, you definitely at some point as a head coach have to call those defensive plays. That makes sense. I get that. If you went all in on offense, you don't know nothing about defense or special teams, do you? So that's what you're saying. Yeah, you're good, Ant Mass. I was like thrown for a little bit because usually you stay on topic. Some guys they just talk about the woes of Caleb Williams and the Badgent, you know, and they're just myopic. They can't see nothing except for whatever. I don't know what they're seeing, but you stay pretty well on topic. So yeah, I could definitely see that. I definitely could see that being a typo for sure, man. A Dunze is going to be goods. He just broke the record for freaking yards as a rookie. Was it yards as a rookie? I think that Ditka had. Was it yards as a rookie? I think. Huh. Yeah, he just broke some record. I thought that's what it was. Maybe it was receptions. Was it receptions? I don't know, but I mean, as a rookie, that's pretty impressive, man. And the way that he gets his yards after catch and breaks away, I hear a lot of people in the league, not just Chicago meatballs like me. I hear a lot of people in the league saying that these two are going to be good, man. So I'm excited about him, but I don't know how the heck we got on that topic. That was weird. Uh, Speaking of Caleb, you know, and the openly praising about, Johnson openly praising about Caleb, he's not the only coach out there that is giving him praises. It's just amazing how many people in the league, and then you see the QBs go over and talk to him and stuff, and they just really have a good feeling. I mean, the connection with him and his mentor Tom Brady, they spend a lot of time together, hours and hours. It goes unrecognized. You can see it. The way that he's developed his body, he exercises, he stretches, he's on the same diet and stuff. He puts his body into special positions as far as stretching and exercising to play as a quarterback and not as a running back. He just, I really like his attention to detail and just, getting into that. But the fact that Johnson has picked up on all this and he's just mesmerized by how great Caleb is and he wants to work with him and mold him. I mean, it is awesome. I think it's going to be a beautiful marriage, and I think it's going to be so good and so great. And when the Bears win and there's boneheads out there that are rooting against a guy because now you're rooting against your own team, and where are you? Like, you're just a misfit, just lost. I really feel pity for those type of people, man. Just rooting against people on the team is rooting against your team and rooting against yourself. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, back to staying on track, right? Track with tracks at night. Of course, no coaching hire comes without risks. We already said the outlier, and I think it is just not having the ability to call the defensive side, maybe not even getting together. Do you guys think he could put together a pretty good, you know, coordinators and team, staff and all that? I mean, as young as he is, you would think that his reach is a little small. It's, not as large, might not have as many contacts as a guy like Vrabel or Ron Rivera, or obviously even uh, Pete Carroll, those kinds of guys that are long in the tooth. Not that I'm an ageist, but the older you are, the more connections you have, so it's easier to round out your team. And I think the more answers you have to questions, the less micromanaging the upper brass would be. So that might be something else to look at. That might not be, a situation that the Bears want to get into, because you don't want to give them any leverage in order to get back into your wheelhouse and what you're doing. So, and it's kind of hard with a first time coach to say, "Hey, I got it." Well, no, really, you don't have it. You just got here. You're a greenhorn. You basically, we have to, put the training wheels on and, coddle you and kind of let see what you do and all this kind of stuff, where you get a guy that's seasoned, that's been it all, sees it all and embraces the moment and doesn't have much time left and says, I got to win now. I can't wait 5-6 years down the road or 10 years down the road. I mean, that's the thing when you get with like a Ben Johnson or, a Brady from Buffalo, is that time is on their side. They're not worried about the, oh, I got to get it now. I got to get it now. They're not worried about that. You get a guy that's been around the league for a while, they need to win now. They must win now. So they get it now. And the Bears need to win now. They've got a 3-year window, and I think that's one thing. If I look at a guy like Ben Johnson, that kind of concerns me, is they might not really appreciate the moment as much as a guy that doesn't have much time, to get it right. He's got to hit the ground running. They got to win right out the gate. And they know how to. They've seen it all. They've been there. They've done that. You're not going to fool them. They'll make quick corrections. They'll put stuff right before it starts. You're going to see all these like youngsters like try to get away with something, and they'll be like, timeout, stop. That ain't happening. Not on my watch. You know what I mean? And I think that's where I on my job, especially, and when I was in the military, when I was played football, everywhere I went, man, I've always appreciated the guys that had, more time, and I've always paid attention. Even when I'm carrying stuff for them or something, I'm always paying attention to what they're doing, because at some point, someday, I might be in them shoes, and if I pay attention to what they're doing, I could save some time, and yeah, that's helpful. So that's one thing that would concern me. Not saying it's going to happen, but that for me, that's what it would. Um, yeah. So some people are ageist, though. I mean, really, when you come down and you look at it, they're just ageist and they're just haters. Like, it's really sad what this society does with people that are aging. I mean, they're even probably starting to turn on Andy Reid for being 66 and heavyset, like he's a ticking time bomb. Like, he's really got to get his health in order, man. So there's a lot of guys that are getting long in the tooth in the whole coaching trees and whatnot, and some of the best coaches out there are the older ones. You catch them when they're younger and not so much. So yeah, something to look at. Somebody's still talking about it, Dunze. Jeez, oh Pete's, man. Beat it up, huh? Over 100 in the chat, man. Happy New Year's. Love you guys. All right, let's make sure you hit that like button. If we can get over 50 likes, we will do a show first thing in the morning for you guys. There's been some more breaking news, and I haven't quite put together the show yet. I got to write it up like I did this one, and then we'll pop it for you first thing in the morning, okay? Coffee with Tracks. Let's go. Let's get caffeinated with Tracks, okay? Caleb and a Dunze this and a Dunze that and Caleb. What's up, Scottish Bear? What time is it over there in Ayrshire, Scotland, bro? KO Sports, shout out to you, man. Much love, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you, Scottish Bear. Love you, brother. Spiking that coffee. All right. Let's see. All right, well, before we wrap this up, guys, let me hit you with a rapid fire round of questions, okay? Hope you guys get ready. I got some rapid fire questions for you. This was very popular the last time we did that with our first, after dark with Tracks. It was really cool. You guys did a really good job. My internet speed wasn't so fast, so I was like, aren't they going to answer? So, yeah, let's do this, all right? Let's do a rapid fire, man. It was a lot of fun. Let's do it. Here we go. So, if Johnson becomes the head coach, who on the current Bears roster benefits the most for his arrival? If Johnson becomes the head coach, who on the current Bears roster benefits most for his arrival? $4.55. Okay, cool. Yeah. Time for Mike Shanahan. He's younger than Carroll and has 2 Super Bowls. Carroll's one. He's currently coaching 2. Cool. Yeah, there's a good one. Swift and running game. Okay, I like that. That's a good answer, Chris. And I actually, when I interviewed Olin last year, he said the same thing. He says, if you run left, we get the yards. Every time we ran left, we got the yards. And actually, our offensive line blocks better running than they do freaking passing. But yet we go to the passing. Caleb's got over 300, 200 or 300 more attempts than Jaden Daniels. I mean, it is just crazy how many times they've had him step back and pass the ball. I agree with you. If we fix the O line, the running backs are going to do better. I'm not sold on Swift, Chris. A lot of people are saying that he is taking the reads wrong. He's a one-cut running back, and when he makes that cut, sometimes he cuts the wrong way. He sees things and he reads the lanes. He misreads those lanes. So I'm hoping Rashawn, can turn it around, or we go out and get another running back, maybe in the draft, maybe in free agency. We'll see who's available. But I agree with you on this one, Chris, for sure. We got to get rid of that running backs coach. We got to get rid of Chris Morgan, the offensive line coach. I know, Chris, you're going to hate this, but I hate all of the freaking coaching staff. I want to get rid of Ryan Poles, and Kevin Warren is on a leash. But since you're a puppet, Chris, you probably think the other way. Yeah, that's probably what Foster's thinking. But yeah, that's where I'm at, man. So back to the rapid fire. Should Bear fans be more excited about Johnson's offensive scheme or his ability to build a coaching staff? That's interesting because I think we all look at his scheme, but we don't really know what he can do with a coaching staff. I think Well, I know that for lateral positions, like if you go grab an OC, you have to get the permission from the Detroit Lions or whatever team you're taking them from. But if they are getting not a lateral position, but they're getting a promotion and they're also getting a raise, then you don't need permission from the Lions. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can round out that coaching staff. But what are you guys more excited about? Is it offensive scheme or is it ability to build a coaching staff? I love watching the offense too, Cliff. It's amazing, and the chances that they take is really cool. Harry Highstand. I don't know if he'd come out of retirement. That's good. Oh, James Childress is leaning towards a coaching staff. Now, do you guys really think? I got a question off topic. This just came up. Do you guys really think that potentially he could find a coaching staff outside of the Lions? Do you guys really think that he could find a competent coaching staff that fits his scheme and everything that he's going to do on the offensive side of the ball? I don't know about the defense or any of that, to be honest, because that's just a whole different. But do you think that's what he could do? That's a good question. Something to think about. How soon could we realistically expect to see results under Johnson's leadership? Speaking of his leadership, do you guys think he's a good leader? Have you heard anything about him being a good leader? Is there any players you think that's going to be out of contract that he could take with him? Do you guys know of any players that he could take with him? Because I could sure use some Detroit Lions players. You know what I mean? There's not one player on our team that knows how to win. Name one player on our team that's been in a playoff position. I'll tell you what, if Sweat would have stayed there for one more year, he'd be in the playoff position and know how to win in the playoffs. But there's really nobody there that knows how to win. So that's definitely something that's missing. I mean, heck, look at it. Our captain is a freaking rookie quarterback. I think some of it needs to be earned, not just given. Respect and things like that. Being a captain needs to be earned, not just given away. Finally, where do you guys see the Bears standing in the NFC North by the end of 2025 if they make Ben Johnson as their hire? Do you guys think that we could potentially get 5 wins? Do you guys think we could get 6 wins, 7 wins? How many wins would be enough to say that the validation of getting a first year rookie from offensive coordinator to a head coach that's going into this entire mess, this freaking, fractured foundation and all of this stuff? What would spell out a good season for you to say, okay, Ben Johnson, yeah. Would it be just the growth overall as the team and more on the offensive side of the ball and not getting too careless with the defense? What would it take for you to say, okay, the Bears made a good hire? Yeah, I agree. Is he is he our two linebackers? Well, one of them flat out sucks. Tremaine Edmonds, he is freaking horrible. And he's 90% the cost of freaking Raquan Smith. I think it was the dumbest freaking trade that I ever seen Poles freaking make. Raquan Smith is a beast. If we had him here, he would be leading the defense. That was just ignorant. If they would have took that money and put it towards our trenches or somewhere good, I understand that. But you look at TJ Edwards, he's got way better stats and he's freaking 1/3 of the damn cost. That was just ignorant. So, how realistic? I want to say maybe 7, 8 wins. If we could double our wins, 7, 8 wins realistically. I'm trying to be cool about this and cavalier because honestly, I don't want to put our expectations too high. I mean, to dig us out of this hole, it's going to take a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree. There's so many questions, man, for sure. We should have kept Raquan. Anybody that's worth their salt, that's not as dumb as a chair that we sit on, knows we should have kept Raquan Smith. That was an ignorant freaking trade, man. So, anyways, I want to say, I'm just saying, I'm going out on a limb here. I'd like to see at least double the wins for a strong, because I know we're not going to be competing. Maybe we'll take one win from the Vikings, maybe one win from the Detroit. Maybe we can get by with a really close game against the Packers. I don't know. I thought with all of the injuries and things that were going on with the Vikings, that they would be the laughing stock of the league. It shows you how much I know about football. And I always go on record by saying, I don't know crap, guys. I do not know crap. I'm not this freaking guru. I'm a guy that's, a lot of people say, there's some guys that are really freaking sharp with numbers and they don't know football. I've played football. I've played it at several levels, not at the NFL level, but I've covered it for a while now. But I'm more of a guy that you want to just have a beer with and hang out and have a good time and talk. And I do listen, I do listen, and and that's what makes a good conversation, right? So, like I said, I'm not a numbers guy per se, but I watch football. I know football. I'm more when I watch it with Jim Miller, my co-host. He's just amazed at how fixated I am on the line, dude. It's like, do you ever see any? I'm like, nope, I can't. It's hard. Like everything's for me. It's that's my DNA, man, to protect my quarterback. But it's cool though because he's showing me a whole different world with what he saw with his quarterback vision and stuff now. And he's built outside of that, being with Sirius XM radio and calling the preseason games for the Bears. They fly him all over to, I think this year it was like Kansas City. That was a cool one. Um, Bears fans, we want to hear from you. Do you guys think that Ben Johnson is the right guy for the job? I agree with you, Scottish Bear. 8 or 9 wins at a push. I agree, Scottish. We've got to demand that no matter who it is, right, Scottish? I think if you're a little bit longer in the tooth, like of Rabel or even I'll tell you what, um, uh, Pete Carroll for sure, maybe a little bit more than Vrabel for sure. You'd expect it to come in quicker and be more adaptive and be more ready and whatnot. I expect a little bit more out of him. You know what I'm saying? Even Flores, I would expect a little bit more out of Flores. Maybe not as much as Vrabel, but Ben Johnson, yeah, I think about 8 wins would be good with me. Even if Brady, I'm not sure about Brady. He's got that team humming over there, doesn't he, guys? I mean, geez, oh Pete's man, that team Buffalo looks great, don't they? Wow. So yeah, drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get a discussion going. And don't forget to smash that like button and help us celebrate 2025 with a bang, man. You guys already have. I love you guys, man. I tear up sometimes. Like seriously, I have to hold back with all the love you guys give us and you give me, man. You guys are so supportive and so great. And we can't do this without you, man. So I really wish, you guys have always cheered me on and rooted me on. I root for you guys, man, in life. I want you guys to even freaking um, Chris Foster, man, wherever you're at, whoever you're harassing all day, whether it be the mailman, as long as you're not freaking, trying to trip him or something while he's delivering mail, man. I wish you the best, buddy. All you guys, man. I hope you guys win in life. I hope you do good in 2025. I think we will do good in 2025, man. I feel good about 2025. I'm not going to get in over my skis and say 12 wins and all that crazy stuff. Of course, the draft hasn't happened yet, and we haven't had the free agency, and your boy's not drinking the Kool-Aid, but give it time. I'll come out. I'll be the meatball. Oh yeah, fireworks are going all over, man. It's like freaking Baghdad. My so on Fox, they're showing all the different areas and stuff. And a little bit ago, they were showing Dubai. I've actually been to Dubai, man. Bahrain, you know, Middle East and all that. Pretty cool looking fireworks over there for sure. Not the kind that I was used to when I was over there, but I'm saying on Fox right now. Anyways, Hey, as always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Monsters of the Madhouse. Please do me a favor. Do me a favor, okay, guys? I love you guys too much. All right, I'm not trying to preach, but be safe tonight. Don't drink and drive, man. You look at, a speeding ticket, 1,500 bucks, you get pulled over, 10,000 bucks for your DUI, a funeral or something. Who knows I mean, you don't want to put a price tag on that 100,000. I don't know, man. You leave a lot of people behind. You leave us behind, your family, your friends. Please drink responsibly. An Uber driver's like 20 bucks or something. You don't even have to call people. You don't even have to call your parents. You don't even have to call friends anymore. You could call an Uber driver and they'll pick you up, man. Seriously, I want you guys to have a good time, but drink responsibly, man. Uh, Dubai was really cool, man. It was super cool. I'm sure a lot's changed since I've been there, though, freaking Cliff. So Hogmanay in Scotland is legendary. I'll have to check that out, man. Shoot, man, I wish I had your phone number or email or something Scottish. I don't know if you're on Facebook, but I'd like to connect with you on there. I'm under Brandon Trex Hyatt, and I also have Chicago Sports Podcasts on Facebook. I'd like to check that area out and look at the what do you call it? The fireworks and all that kind of stuff, man. Some of my family is actually from Scotland too. If you look at Hyatt, there's actually a background from that. So the rich of the rich live there, I'm sure. Munoz, come on, Munoz. My wife's family is actually from what do you call it? Veracruz, Mexico, man, and it's a really nice place. It's off of the let's see, the Pacific and the Gulf of Mexico. So they get a lot of like seafood in their diet and stuff, ceviche and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I eat your boy eats pretty well. We had this angel hair pasta tonight with shrimp and kind of like an Alfredo sauce with like some lemon in there. My son, my 8-year-old son, he'll be 9 the day after New Year's, January 2nd. And man, I'll tell you what, man, that boy's growing. He's super cool. He likes wrestling and stuff. He does his little action figures in front of Mongo because, Mongo and I are friends. I help raise a lot of money for him and stuff. And him and Misty and all that and the 85 Bears and whatever for but yeah, and Mongo will bedside and watch, Ric Flair and him and the four horsemen, and they'll be wrestling the bad guys and stuff. And he likes the videos he sends. We do our own videos too, So if you guys are out there doing like your own videos, like I am on YouTube, think about doing YouTube videos with your son or your daughter, and kind of bring their world and your world and kind of meld it together and do something that they like all that stuff, man. It's fun. So anyways, yeah, getting back to that, man, please just be safe, guys. Don't drink and drive, man. And let's make 2025 the year of the Chicago Bears. Bear down, baby. See you guys later, man. Chi-town up, bear down. Love you guys.